President Trump delivering on his campaign promise to make D.C. safe again.
But in Chicago, the mayor is working overtime to stop the president's crime crackdown.
Madeleine Rivera joins us live in Washington with the details. Hey, Maddie.
Good morning. So Chicago's mayor says he wants to protect the constitutional rights of people in his city from militarized immigration or National Guard deployment. So he signed an executive order to try and curb the power of federal law enforcement. The order states Chicago police will not work with the National Guard or federal agents on patrols, arrests, and immigration enforcement. The order also reaffirms that police wear masks, body cameras, and their official uniforms so they can be clearly identified.
We will not have our police officers who are working hard every single day to drive down crime deputized to do traffic stops and checkpoints for the president. We do not want to see tanks in our streets. We do not want to see families ripped apart. We do not want grandmothers thrown into the back of unmarked vans. That's not who we are as a city.
The president is repeating his argument that Chicago needs federal intervention. He says in a Truth Social post, 6 people were killed and 24 people were shot in Chicago last weekend. And J.B. Pritzker, the weak and pathetic governor of Illinois, just said that he does not need help in preventing crime. He's crazy. The president is touting what they've done in D.C., saying D.C. is virtually in just 14 days a crime-free zone. Separately, FBI Deputy Director Dan Bongino is praising the agency's nationwide initiative to tackle violent crime during the summer months. Bongino saying the FBI and our partners have arrested 220 violent offenders just this week, bringing our total to over 5,700 since the operation began in June. Some of the people arrested are accused of making threats against the federal government and labor and drug trafficking. Charlie, Rachel, and Joey.
Thank you. Thank you, Maddie. So let's bring in Fox News Sunday anchor and Fox News chief legal correspondent, Shannon Bream. So good to see you this morning, Shannon. So, it is kind of amazing how this political fight is unfolding in Chicago. And I don't know that Democrats are going to win the political argument here.
Well, and you've even got the guy who was the co-founder of Third Way, which, is this think tank out there that's been giving a lot of advice to Democrats. We're behind this memo of, stop using all these things like birthing person, stop using all these words. They've also cautioned that this issue on crime is a tough one for Democrats because, he says they're still trying to climb out of this conversation of looking like they're too soft or weak on crime, the defund the police stuff or whatever. And when this new AP poll out this week shows 99% of people think that crime is a problem in major cities, why are you arguing the 1%? I mean, there are ways that you can work together, Fed and state, but instead, I think the White House likes that it puts Democrats in this position of arguing, we don't need your help, we know our cities are crime-ridden, but we've got it under control.
It's interesting, Joey had an interview earlier this morning with a former career criminal talking about the crime, the crime approach by the Trump administration. Here's what he said, and we'll get your thoughts on the other side.
I'll tell you what's going on right now. You don't know. I think it is going on where there's more undercover stuff happening than we know. First of all, how did they stop these people? Did they have probable cause to stop them? If they did, it's going to be interstate transportation. It's called the Hobbs Act, which is interfering with interstate commerce. So I think the feds are in it. I think the president's task force is doing it already, to be honest with you. How does the feds know that was a $40,000 ring or a watch? Who would even believe a 10-year-old kid has got a $40,000 Rolex on? Unless that guy is schooled in jewelry, he couldn't find it. And that's why I believe there is undercover stuff going on already.
What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible because what this administration says, it's doing the whole of attack, using everything at its disposal, essentially, to do this. So, yeah, I could imagine that they're doing all kinds of things. And listen, some of the best stuff that happens is undercover, so we don't know about it until crimes are actually busted up or alleged crimes. So I wouldn't be surprised if this administration is pulling every single lever it's got. And it's also trying to encourage police who in a lot of places have been demoralized or feeling like if they do arrest, if they try to put a case together, it's not going to be prosecuted. That's one of the things that, now U.S. Attorney Jeanine Pirro, who's with us this morning on the show on Fox News Sunday, is talking about actually getting things to prosecution. Because why tell our officers, our men and women in uniform, to go out there, risk their lives, put these cases together if nobody's actually going to bring the case against the suspect?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.